Hey, good afternoon, folks. I'm Myra Ansari here for Wave Now. We are waiting for a press conference to start with attorney Ben Crump, who is going to be representing one of the victims from the Givaudan plant explosion that happened last week. So him, along with some other attorneys, are expected to make some comments about representing this family, what they're hoping to achieve in this. Earlier today, we learned that the explosion was caused by a accident. It was apparently, according to fire officials, a issue with a sorry, I'm trying to find it on my notes. Internal surveillance in a black box for the cooking vessel cooking vessel number 6, that overheated and overpressurized, and that caused that explosion to happen at the Givaudan plant last week. So that was the cause that was determined by the ATF and Louisville arson investigators. But Ben Crump is saying that there is just a lot of grieving families and survivors struggling to recover. And he's expected to make some comments today. So we are waiting for this press conference to start. We're expecting him to walk through these doors here any minute. So just stand by for me and wait as we wait for this press conference to start. So we're expecting the family of one of the victims, Kevin Dawson Jr., attorney Ben Crump, attorney Sam Taylor, attorney Lanita Baker, all expected to speak. So we're just waiting for this to get started.
Is everyone ready? Good morning. I'm attorney Ben Crump, along with attorney Mark Lanier, attorney Lanita Baker, attorney Sam Taylor, and attorney Nina Couch. We have the privilege of representing the family of Kevin Dawson Jr. The second. We have present with us his son, Kevin Dawson III. And we also have his partner, Malika Watson, and some of her family members, all these individuals who can tell you just how amazing Kevin Dawson was. He was special on so many levels. We have come to learn from his family and friends and co-workers at Givaudan. Everybody was just devastated, completely devastated. And what makes this increasingly more difficult today is the fact that yesterday would have been his 50th birthday. I mean, this amazing son, this amazing partner, this amazing father, this amazing veteran, this amazing human being. I mean, 50 years old is a landmark birthday, and him and Malika and their family were already planning to have a big celebration with his children, who he adored. He loved his children. He sacrificed for his children. He worked every day for his children, as you will hear from his family. The fact that he had plans for all of his children. His son was the first in their family to graduate from college, followed by his sister. And then he has a 16-year-old daughter who he had planned everything for her, with her driver's license, her high school graduation, her college. I mean, he was an amazing man and an amazing father. And so I know our legal team, and you're going to hear from some of these great lawyers, we're going to deal with the cooker and the manufacturing and maintenance issue. We're going to get to the bottom of everything that happened here. So no other family has to go through what Kevin Dawson family is going through today. I mean, to suddenly lose your loved one like that, we're grateful that Breonna Taylor's mother, Tamika Palmer, is here to try to help shepherd them dealing with just unexpected tragedy. I mean, your day could be going fine, and then just to have this happen, it is very, very emotional. And the lawyers, you know, we're trained to be able to articulate in public and in courtrooms. The family members are going to do their best. It's going to be very emotional for them, and they're going to do their best to tell you about who Kevin Dawson was from his son's perspective and their family. But then you're going to hear the most riveting blow by blow of what took place that day from Malika when she got there at Givaudan facility, and how she knew that he was at work and she wanted to know where he was at. And she's going to tell you how they sent her to 3 different hospitals. And she went to all of them, but she still couldn't find her love. And so she came back. And when she came back to that facility, she said he had to be in there. And when nobody else would go in, she's going to tell you how she ran in and the police ran out there and how she got cut, but she knew he was in there. And she had to get him. They were going to board up the building, and she was like, no, he is in there. Despite them telling her, no, everybody's accounted for, she kept fighting them to say, my man is in the building. And it's just heartbreaking, everything she had to go through to get them to go back into the building. And they found him obviously around midnight, but the question has to be asked, if it wasn't for her insistence, how many days would it have been before they found his body? And so we're here to let them tell you how amazing he is, but also to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Behind. It's just tragedy upon tragedy. So before you hear from them, you'll hear from some of our members of the legal team. We're very fortunate to have with us one of the best trial lawyers in the world, co-counseling with us, and that's attorney Mark Lanier and his law firm. And his attorney, Sam Taylor, is present with us working with the investigation, along with attorney Baker and the Couch, who are locally here trying to dot every I and cross every T to get to maintenance failure, manufacturing failure. What made this thing explode and kill these people? And we want to get, a lot of coworkers have already reached out to us. We want them to continue reaching out to us. Anybody who was injured and so forth, we want to make sure that you have advocates who are going to fight for you to get not just accountability, but to get the truth, so it doesn't happen again. So Attorney Taylor, thank you in advance. I know what great work you and the Lanier firm have done all over America. So we're going to do the same for Kevin Dawson's family, Attorney Sam Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. First of all, I just want to say what an honor it is for the Lanier Law Firm to join this wonderful team of attorneys to represent this incredible family. You know, we handle these catastrophic cases all over the country. And the thing that keeps us going and makes it worthwhile is we get to represent people like this. This is meaningful. In a very short time I've been involved in this case, what I've come to learn is Kevin Dawson was one incredible human being.
Yes.
He served his country in the Army. He was a wonderful coworker. He cared about his colleagues. And most importantly, he devoted his life to caring for his kids. And he was that kind of person. And his life, unfortunately, was cut short last week. Mark Lanier is out of the country, as Ben mentioned. Mark, he's out of the country and was unable to get back on short notice to be here today. But we look forward to investigating this case. We look forward to finding out what happened. We look forward to finding the truth and bring some measure of justice, not only for this family, but accountability for those who are responsible, so that hopefully this will never happen again. I want to thank the family for being here today. This is the most incredibly hard day of their life. This week has been the most incredibly hard day of their life, week of their lives. And it takes a lot to be here. And I know they're going to speak proudly of Kevin, as they should. I want to thank all of you for being here and covering this. And we look forward to getting to work and getting to the bottom of what happened. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney Taylor. And next you will hear from a person who I have come to treasure her advice and counsel. Even though she's a Louisville attorney, she is a stalwart attorney that we celebrate all over America. She was president of the National Bar Association, largest association of lawyers and judges of color in the world. And she was my great co-counsel on the Breonna Taylor case. And I'm so honored to be working with her again. Attorney Lanita Baker.
Thank you, Ben. And as Ben said, being a Louisvillian, a proud Louisvillian, it's my honor to represent Kevin's family here locally. I may not practice all around the world, but what I do practice and I do make sure is that those who live here in Kentucky can feel safe in Kentucky, and especially here in Louisville. I look forward to working with the Lanier firm and of course my good friend Ben Crump and his law firm, and co-counsel Nina Couch, my other good friend. I look forward to working with this formidable legal team to investigate and find out what the truth is. Cookers don't just blow up. They don't just explode. And so Kevin Dawson should be here, and all of the workers who were injured should have felt safe at work. And so we have an obligation here to figure out what went wrong and to get justice for everyone, for the Dawson family, but justice for this community. People should just feel safe. And when you have things like what happened last week at the Givaudan plant here, one of the attorneys here said he thought that when it exploded, he thought that something on our roof, it's not far from here, something on our roof caught on fire, only to learn that it was an explosion. So this community was impacted. none more than Mr. Dawson and his family. And I can't imagine what you went through that night just trying to get someone to continue to look for him, anyone to continue to look for him. You shouldn't have had to go through that. And so we're here to uncover and make sure that people in Louisville feel safe when they go to work.
Thank you so much, Attorney Baker and Attorney Nina Couch, who you're about to hear from, educated my investigator Kareem Ali and Sam and I, the fact that this is the third explosion at this plant. I mean, we got to get this right. How many more explosions will there be, and how many people's lives will be stolen because people looked the other way or whatever the case was to allow this to happen? We can't allow this to be swept under the rug. Kevin and the other young man and the others who were injured, they matter too much to let this be swept under the rug. And so that's why we're here, this great legal team, to fight to unearth the truth. Y'all saw that explosion and all that building and caved in and earth. You have to unearth that, every inch of it, to get to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Because without truth, we can't get justice, and we certainly can't prevent it from happening again unless we're all honest and don't allow it to be swept under the rug. And so that's why I'm proud to have another great Louisville lawyer with us, Attorney Nina Couch, who is going to fight to make sure we get to the truth. Attorney Couch.
I'm honored to be a part of this legal team and to represent this family. My name is Nina Couch. We are in the beginning stages of our investigation. If you have any information that you think might be relevant, I encourage you to reach out to us. Juanita and I would love to talk with you. I'll give the number at the end of what I say, but we are committed to making certain that Kentucky employees can go to work and return home safely every day. Continues, we will uncover more facts and circumstances regarding this tragic event. But today, we really are here to support the Dawson family. The number to call if you have relevant information is 502-907-2211. Thank you so much for your time and being here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Attorney Couch. And now the people who matter most at this press conference are going to try their best to address you. Again, it's very emotional for them. I mean, just being here today, like Attorney Taylor said, it was his birthday yesterday. It was supposed to be a time of celebration. Is now marked with tragedy. And so the fact that they're here standing is just shows you how resolute they are to getting justice in this matter. So you're going to hear from his son, his pride and joy, his namesake, Kevin Dawson III. Take it.
All right. Part of me thought I'd be able to just get up here and speak from the heart, but I had to write something down. So we'll start. This is very, very devastating. It's hard for my family. We're all going through it, but let me get to it. November 10th was the last time that I spoke with my father, and never did I imagine that it would be the last time I heard his voice. We spoke for about an hour, and all I can remember is how excited he was to come and see us and his children. And that's just who my father was. He loved his children, he loved his family. My father was a man of principle, respect, love, and he raised us all to respect others, work hard, and dream. He instilled the importance of education and perseverance, and because of that, his children were the first to graduate and set the example for everybody else in our family to achieve their dreams and to chase their education. My father was an ex-vet, and all in all, the most impactful man that I ever knew. He always gave, even when it inconvenienced him. He cared about his community. After I graduated college, the first thing I remember is my dad finally moving back to Michigan and giving back to his community by starting boarding home style living for ex-vets and injured vets, pretty much next to nothing, just to give back to his community and the people who served our country. So he did it because he cared, man, and he wanted to find a way to give back. These are the values that he's passed on to me and I hold dear to this day. He also taught me the value of working hard. My whole life, my father worked 12-hour shifts every day. Worked overtime or holidays, whatever you needed to do to provide for his family. And these are the ethics that I hold dear to my heart, something that I lead my family with to this day, his grandchild, my wife, everybody I play. 11/13, November 13th, if I will, when I got the call from my younger sister that our father was gone, I felt a part of me leave as well. My father was only 49 years old, and his birthday was just yesterday, November 17th. And this is the last thing we expected to be doing the day after his birthday. I just want to celebrate with my father, and share some good times. He was taken too soon, and my family lost our leader and the glue to our family. We are devastated by this loss and may never recover, but I will not stop fighting to bring my family peace of mind, and we can all rest once we get our answers of why and how. All my father wanted to do was provide and take care of his family and community. I always valued my days with my father, and I've never seen a man lead by example and work as hard as my father did. I just never thought to his final days. I said all my dad wanted to do was provide and work hard, and then just can't help feeling that my father really worked himself to death. You know what I mean? It's tragic. We're very devastated, and we just want our answers. We want justice, we want peace. That's all I can say, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kevin. Take your time. Kevin, you want to? I'd like to just take your time. This is Malika Watson, Kevin's love and person who he left the house to go to work that day from.
Katie was a very loving person. I would often ask him, "Where are your angel wings?" My name is Malika Watson. I am Katie's girlfriend. That morning he got up to go to work at 10:30. The same kiss, the same way. He is a very timely person. He calls home the same time every day. He calls home when work is out, says, "I'm on my way." Tuesday was very different. He left and went to work at 10:30. At 4 o'clock, I picked my son up from school, who was not ready. And as I opened my phone, I seen that there was an explosion on Payne Street, Payne. I knew the address. I've Googled it 100 times. I got to the location at 427. I asked for my siblings to pick up my children. I gotta go get my boyfriend. I gotta get him out of here. And I got there, and it was a little tough. I went in, I went up to them and they wouldn't let me through. The police officer took me where the employees were. They said, the employee came to me and he said, no casualties. Everyone has been accounted for. 2 were taken to the hospital. 11 were put into a TARC. I asked her, were there 2, Kevin? And he said, you have to go to the hospital. And the officer said, there's no black men out here. And I said, oh, he's a black man. He said, you got to go to the hospital. He gave me 3 different hospitals to go to. He's been taken to the hospital. There were no casualties. There were 2 injured in critical care and 11 were okay. I went to the hospital. I went to every hospital. I didn't make it back till 7 o'clock. She said, you go home. I told her, no, you go home. I'm going to get KD. I went back to the scene. The gentleman called me. He said, are you coming back? I said, I'm here and I'm going to get him. Ma'am, you can't come this far. So I walked to the next officer. I gotta get KD out of there. I know he's in there. They said, you can't. So I ran between 2 houses. I ran under the yellow tape. I got all the way to the building. The fence cut my legs. And I just wanted to go in. And the fire people said, you can't go in there, it could blow. It already blew. I just want him out and he's not at the hospital. I just want to get him out of there. I know he's in there and I know he's all right. He's strong. Strongest man I've ever met. He's not just a man, he's a man's man. And all he wanted to do was work and provide for his family. He loved his mother so much, like everybody else, right? So I sat outside. I told them, yes, if everyone pray with me, I'll leave. I'll get out of the danger. So the police officers held my hand. Whoever you were, thank you. And he walked me back down to the barricade, and I stayed there until 11:30. I seen the lights. I just knew you're gonna go in there and get him out. He's an army man. He believes in no man left behind. Why would you leave him? Why would you leave him behind? They just left him. Not until 11:30 did they say, oh, we found someone else. It was too late. I told you at 4:30 to go get him. That's enough.
Thank you. You got it.
I just want to go.
You want to take it to the room? You all can imagine how difficult this is for Malika and Kevin and their family, how raw their emotions are. She explained to us painstakingly that she had to continue to say, yeah. And finally, she said after an hour going back and forth, they finally bought the big spotlights and it shined down on the collapse. And then they finally sent people back in there to affirm what she knew in her heart, that her man went to work that day and that he had to be in there. And she articulated that he was the kind of person, and this is corroborated by his coworkers, all the ones who reached out to us, that he would say, well, let me be in the harm's way. I want to make what he learned from his service in the Army. He and apparently the other person who was fatally injured were the last two people, as I understand, from Malika. And she said, just like Kevin, he was always trying to look out for everybody else, putting himself in harm's way and being last because he cared about his coworkers. And there are a lot of coworkers who said things about what was going on at the facility that are going to be important to us lawyers as we try to get to the truth of what happened. But Malika was a hero to me for fighting to get him, and your father was truly a hero, trying to make sure all his co-workers were okay. At this time, we will try to take some of your questions. If you have any, if Malika could come and answer some of your questions, we'll see. Do you all have any questions? Thank you, Nina.
You're promising to deliver justice. Could you define that? What would that look like?
Getting to the truth of what happened and making sure that there's accountability. Because like in any matter, it first comes with transparency, accountability, and then that's how you can get the truth and justice. But we have to be very honest. We can't have the employees saying one thing and the company saying another thing about what was really going on. We gotta know, because it's that important. It can't happen again. It happened 3 times. What the baseball analogy, 3 strikes and you're out. Well, they're out of excuses now. We got to get to the truth of what happened.
Did Mr. Dawson ever mention anything, I don't know if this is a question better for you or the family, about issues with that cooker?
I think a lot of co-workers are coming forward, and so as we get information, we will share it with you all. A lot of them are coming forward with concerns that they had.
Can you spell Malika's name for us, please?
I'll get it in a second.
She'll be back in.
Yeah, she just gathered herself.
Malaika.
Thank you so much. And also, I wanted to ask, today, about a response in some sort of way. ATF says that in their press conference, they hope the release of this information brings some relief to everyone, including the families. Get a response to that?
More questions than answers. Why did the cooker explode? As Attorney Baker said, cookers just don't explode. What are the maintenance issues? What are the maintenance records? You know, are there any manufacturing issues? A lot of questions we have to have answered. A lot of questions.
Is it your understanding that when Kevin was located, he was already deceased at that point, or did he?
We know that it seemed his foot was almost amputated from his body, and that obviously he was covered with the soot. His family believes he survived for a while. Obviously, Malika feels that if they went sooner, he could have had a chance to be saved. That's why she is so tormented, because she was saying he's in there when he's in there. And so if they got there earlier, could they have possibly saved his life? That is an agonizing question that she will have probably the rest of her life. Any other questions? And Malika and Kevin will answer questions if they can. If they not, we will ask that you respect.
Are you able to confirm ATF did say it was their number 6 tank that this started?
We can't confirm that. But we know many co-workers communicated with Kevin. And so we look forward to getting his phone records and those things that may glean some more information for us.
just another point of clarification, to make sure we have Kevin's first name spelled correctly.
My father spells his name Keveen. Technically, there's an S at the end as well, so legally it's Kevens. Last name Dawson.
What do you prefer?
He would have preferred Kevin, just Keveen Dawson.
And the second, right?
And in junior, yes, of course.
The junior.
KB, that's what I heard.
KD.
KD, excuse me.
Yeah, the family, that was his lifelong nickname.
And then what about you, Robert?
My name is the same, Kevin Dawson, exactly the same way, third,
S or no S?
no S. He saved me.
And like I think Sam spelled, but could you spell your whole name again?
My name, Malaika, Malaika. Last name Watson, Watson.
Kevin was the father of 3 children. Kevin and his 2 sisters, you want to give their names and names
Yes, Janice Dawson and Kaylee Dawson.
and their ages?
And, testing, aren't you? Kaylee is 16. My oldest sister just turned 29,
And your age.
and I'm 32.
In the days after the blast, several of the residents that lived in the area told me that no one from Givaudan had reached out to them. They didn't know what to do, who to turn to. They provided a phone number that I called for residents who were affected. You on the other end of the line, what I was talking about when I called. Can you guys talk about the response from Givaudan in the time after the
Similar
blast?
response from the family as on, so nobody reached out to them at all until just recently.
How does that make you feel?
Unheard. Nobody cares. I mean, like, how far can you sweep somebody under the rug? You know what I mean?
You already left him in the building. At least take care of his kids.
And what are you nervous about people finding out about?
Should have been the first thing you do.
I mean, 3 strikes. How many more can we say? This was the 3rd explosion. How many more?
Can you tell us a little bit about the third? Was it in the first, I guess, was it in 1996?
Nina, you want,
Okay.
you or Nina want to take?
1990, I think it was the 1996, 95 or 96, and then the 2003 one.
Was anyone injured that you know of in 1996? No.
And there, as we understand it, there may have been an air pollution issue coming from there, but we need to find out all the information, what maintenance records, what complaints have been made to OSHA. We need to know, because if the complaints would have been addressed, maybe Kevin Dawson gets to celebrate his 50th birthday with his children.
Has the lawsuit been filed yet, or is that still on the way?
No.
We have more investigation to do before we get to that.
It'd be a wrongful death lawsuit.
Well, we plan on exploring every possible legal avenue to get justice for Kevin Dawson's family, especially his children.
We're just now getting a lot of the information that you guys are getting. I think there's a report that came out today. We've not seen any official reports. We can assure you unequivocally, we are going to cooperate with the ATF, the local authorities who are investigating this. We will leave no stone unturned. We will be retaining the best experts in the country to take an independent look at this. And we will spare no expense to get to the bottom of this.
Yes, sir.
To Kevin's military service, are you able to tell us what branch?
And how long did he work at Givaudan?
From my understanding, a little over a year. Little over a year.
If there are no other questions, we will continue to keep you updated. His homegoing services will be this weekend, or is it Saturday?
We don't have any official dates. We'll know a little bit more today, but definitely before Thanksgiving, we're trying to see my father.
Please continue to keep the family in prayer. And I know some of you have reached out to our office, Attorney Baker, we just want information. If it was your loved one, when you want somebody who had information to reach out to, you can call us anytime, day or night. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you just heard some heartbreaking words from the victim of one of the victims from the plant explosion, the Givaudan plant explosions, talk about their loss. Kevin Dawson Jr., who died in that explosion last Tuesday. His son, Kevin Dawson III, spoke along with his girlfriend, Malika Watson, just talked about how dedicated he was to his family. How he was a man of routine, got up for work and said goodbye to his girlfriend, and she always heard from him. And just the tragic loss of his passing. He was a veteran, and one of the saddest things that they mentioned today, that yesterday would have been his 50th birthday when he passed away. So just very heartbreaking to hear how the family is doing what Kevin Dawson Jr. meant to them. He was a father, a veteran, a boyfriend, a son, and a friend to a lot. He was a veteran who kind of had the mentality of, you take care of those around you. And they have retained the services of attorney Ben Crump and several others to look into this further. As of now, they're exploring legal options right now. Nothing has been filed, but of course they said nothing will go unturned in their investigation into this. They want to know why there wasn't further attempts to locate Kevin Dawson in the explosion when it happened. We've got team coverage on this story tonight. David Mattingly is working a lot on this, along with Kirsten Foote. We know today that it was a cooking vessel number 6, that failed and caused the explosion. So a lot to go through today, but we're going to have team coverage for you coming up later today here on Wave News. I'm Myra Ansari. Have a great day. this is, but I'm going to close it. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, I can't worry about that. That ain't my problem. List. Add.
Are you plugged in? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I didn't see you.
Oh, I'm here. It's just on black. Do you want me up? Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, I got you. It's on black. Okay. Sorry, this other computer is on some craziness and I don't know why. Okay. Okay.
This is a local news update from Wave Now.
Good Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm Myra Ansari here for Wave Now. We've got several new developments in the Givaudan plant explosion. We now know what caused last week's explosion at the Givaudan plant off of Payne Street in the Clifton neighborhood. Investigators are pointing the blame on a cooking vessel number 6 on the south side of the building that was making caramel coloring. ATF officials say that it failed, overpressurized, and exploded. Investigators also confirmed that pieces of that cooking vessel were found on Payne Street. Investigators also got their hands on the machine's black box, which records data, including temperature and pressure of the mixture inside. There's also surveillance video showing the tank in the moments leading up to that deadly explosion. Also, today, we are getting some information from the family of one of the victims from the Givaudan explosion. They hired lawyers and they're seeking legal action against the company. Kevin Dawson Jr.'s son and girlfriend spoke today, along with attorney Ben Crump and others. They say that Dawson Jr. had been working at Givaudan for a little over a year. He was an Army veteran and a father who worked very hard. Yesterday would have been his 50th birthday. Dawson Jr.'s girlfriend said that she went to 3 different hospitals, frantically looking for him, had no luck, went back to the site where investigators found his body later that night. She recounted that terrible day.
So I ran between 2 houses. I ran under the yellow tape. I got all the way to the building. The fence cut my legs, and I just wanted to go in. And the fire people said, you can't go in there, it could blow. It already blew. I just want him out, and he's not at the hospital. I just want to get him out of there. I know he's in there, and I know he's all right. He's strong. Strongest man I've ever met. He's not just a man, he's a man's man. And all he wanted to do was work and provide for his family.
Dawson Jr., along with another man, died in that explosion that day. Several others were injured. Wave News reporter David Mattingly is going to have much more on this story coming up for us later today, along with Wave News reporter Kirsten Foote. I'm Myra Ansari. I'll see you on Wave News at 3. Meteorologist Brian Good is in next with your forecast. I went over, sorry.
That's fine.
I can't get that off. I didn't put it up there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm plugging in slowly. There we go. 30 out. Okay. Okay. All right, hello everyone. Wave meteorologist Brian Good. About 56 minutes after the 1 o'clock hour, we do have a cloudy sky in the area now, but things are about to change for us as we head into later on for tomorrow with rain moving into the area, some light rain at that. Let me show you a live view right now. This is from Indiana. Looking at the harbors right now, from the harbors actually toward the city of Louisville and across a good chunk of central Kentucky as well. You can see we've got a mostly cloudy sky. We've seen a few hints of sun here and there, but overall, we haven't seen as much as I'm sure we would like. This is a view in New Albany, by the way, looking back toward the city of Louisville. Hey, but despite the idea we have a lot of clouds, it is warm out. Temperatures in the upper 60s, may still cross into the 70s. One more day of that, and then I don't see temperatures to this level of warmth for quite some time. So I would think that for what you will on that idea. All right, you see a few holes in the clouds in central Kentucky. So Litchfield, Munfordville, E-Town, you're about to get back out into at least some hazy sunshine here very soon. This is our system in the plains. This is the one that's going to give us the round of wind and rain coming our way tomorrow morning. It's going to head due north, but the band itself is going to track right along that warmth and arrive here tomorrow morning. So for the next 12 hours, we're going to have just dry conditions. Temperatures, again, very seasonable, generally running into the, I would say, upper 60s. Tomorrow morning, though, a wave weather alert day is in place with rain moving in during rush hour. More on that today on Wave News at 3. Thanks.